So if you're watching this video, then tax season is done and you may start advertising during tax season, and maybe the results of the campaign that you were running were not as expected, which of course sucks because tax season is one of the best times to make the most money in the accounting and tax industry. And in this video, I'm going to give you a few reasons why your campaign may got less results than expected. So before we dive in, I will quickly introduce myself so that you actually know that you can take this advice. So my name is Dan and I'm the owner of Accounting Kings, where for the last 6 years I've been working with accountants to get them more and also better clients. Per month we spend about $50,000 on ads for accountants, and I create these videos because I just want to share some of my knowledge so that you can help more people and make more money. So I will share my screen and I will give you a couple reasons why advertising during tax season may fail so that you can prevent this for next time. Okay, so this is why your ads lost you money this tax season, and most importantly, how to actually fix this. So of course, I've been running a lot of ads during tax season, and every single year there are a couple of things that happen, and by now I have a really good understanding of how to make sure that it doesn't happen to my clients and that it doesn't happen to you by recording this video. So let's dive in. Number one, your competition starts advertising too. So this is causing ad blindness and also higher cost per clicks. So most of the accounting firms, they start advertising during tax season, right? They want to make sure that they get most of the early filers or people that go to extension and less time filers, and everybody is going to advertise. This can be for tax prep, but also for planning, bookkeeping, accounting, CFO advisory services, because as an accountant, you know that most of the people and the majority of the search volume of people looking for accounting, tax, and bookkeeping services is during tax season, right? From January to mid-April, most of the people are looking for the services that you offer. So this results in that your competitors most likely are also going to advertise, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Like if there are a lot of competitors in a market, it means that there's a lot of money to be made. However, with advertising, what happens is that since there are more people fighting for the same person to click on their ad, the cost per clicks will go up. So of course, for example, if you are advertising on Google or Bing, which is an auction, people are bidding on getting clicks. Let's say that your competitor is also going to advertise and your cost per click was $5 before and your competition is willing to pay $6 for the same click. Then all of a sudden you need to pay $7 to still get the same click, meaning that literally your cost per click is going up by 40% and you will get 40% less results if you don't know what you are doing. So your competition will start advertising too, running up the cost per clicks, but also causing ad blindness. What ad blindness is that, let's say that you have a really good ad that was performing before tax season, right? It was just printing money from November, December, and then January, February, and March roll around and the ad just stopped performing. Well, this is not coincidence because your competition is also doing their research. And if you are doing ads on Meta, you have something called Facebook Ad Library, where you can literally just see the ads of your competitors. And with search platforms like Bing and Google, it's even more straightforward, where you can just type in accountant in Dallas and you can see all the ads of your competitors. So you can, or your competitors are of course also looking at what your ads look like. And they will of course take elements that they like about the ads and put it into their campaign, meaning that your target audience is going to see more of the same ads. So let's say that you had a campaign, and in the campaign you had a really good creative, like a video or a photo of a company fighting with Uncle Sam, right? Regarding the tax. And then your competitor is kind of using the same image, and all of a sudden this photo is not resonating anymore with your target audience because it has seen it before by your competitor, causing ad blindness. The same ads that you were running before, there's more competition showing ads to your target audience, meaning that they will simply not see the ads anymore. Like for example, if you walk the same route or you are in the same highway every single morning and the same billboard is there, at some point you will forget it. But then if they change the billboard, all of a sudden you start noticing it again. So that's number one, why your ads may fail during tax season in comparison with the ones that you were running before, because there will be more competitors advertising causing ad blindness and higher cost per clicks. And you can actually fix this by having way more ads than you had before. So a couple of things with ad blindness is that you just need to rotate to your ads way faster. So let's say that you are advertising, right? And typically off tax season, a person maybe sees an ad about accounting once per day. And during tax season, they're going to see 10 times per day. And all of those ads are probably a little similar. So what you need to do is you need to make sure that instead of one ad creative, as an example, you need to have 10, because there are 10 times that more ads running. So you need to make sure that your ads are different. So that's how you can fix causing ad blindness. Just rotate to your ads faster, iterate them faster, and make sure that they're just more creative. You need to be a little bit creative with the ads, of course. And then with higher cost per clicks, you can actually fix this by being way more specific. So what we do during tax season, and this literally changes things around. If you want, you can target industry specific ads during tax season because there's way more search volume. So for example, in the lowest times of the year, which is typically during summer, not that many people are looking for a new accountant by then. Not meaning that advertising doesn't work, but you just need to implement different strategies. Then having a very specific search sometimes doesn't really work on search platforms because there are not that many people actually typing this in, so you don't get that many impressions, clicks, and therefore ad spend and leads and clients. Well, during tax season, the search volume just explodes and more people are typing in more specific searches, meaning that you can be very specific with the keywords, but also meaning that less accountants actually notice, unless you are a smart accountant that's watching this video. And the thing is, you can now target those specific keywords because there is enough search volume to get enough clicks, and the competitors, they're not doing this. Your competitors are just bidding on the same keywords as everybody was doing, accountant near me, and they are going to pay $20 for a click for a not even that qualified lead. Well, you can now target construction accountant in my area, or we have ads, for example, in the non-profit industry, like bookkeeping services for non-profit companies. Pretty specific searches, but since there's less competition and it's a specific search, the lead quality increases, cost per click stays the same. So that's how you can fix number one. Then number two, the big, maybe software companies advertise to. So companies like 1-800-Accountant, they advertise year round, but I imagine and I know for sure that they are going to, of course, boost their ad budget during tax season, right? Because they also know that they can make a lot of money during tax season. And other bigger companies, like bigger accounting firms, are going to do the same thing. So those bigger companies, they have huge budgets. So where you maybe advertise with anything 10 to 5, 1,000 per month, they probably advertise with 100 or 200,000 per month. So there's so much money going into the advertising for accountants that it's even more competitive. So the normal next door competitor is going to advertise, but also the bigger companies and also software companies. So, and with software also, and with bigger companies, by the way, I also mean Bark is going to advertise, or Thumbtack. They also want to get a piece of the pie. And they also have huge budgets. So they also bump up the budgets, meaning that you have more competition. But also software companies like Intuit with QuickBooks, they also advertise. TurboTax, for example, is doing the same thing. So Jackson Hewitt is doing it too, where they are also going to up their advertising budgets. So not only you are competing with your normal next door competitor, but also with those huge companies. And now you may think, okay, well, if I have $1,000 per month spent on ads and if they have $100,000, how am I ever going to win? Well, you are going to win because you are not them. And what I mean by this is that you are not them is they are big companies. Not every business owner wants to work with a big company. I was actually reviewing a sales call yesterday of a client of mine where it's a company in the automotive industry. And she was leaving the bigger company to actually work with a smaller accounting firm because it's more personalized and she feels like she will get more attention. So you just need to realize that sometimes those bigger companies are not able to close deals because they are those bigger companies. And you, of course, have a different position. You can position yourself in a way where your USP or unique selling point is that you are smaller. So that's how you can win there. Just in your ads, just make ads saying local personalized service, something like that. Or if you are serving clients nationwide, you can still say personal service, or just get a personal accountant. Don't be a single drop in a large bucket, for example. So that's how you can like win from those bigger and software or accounting firm companies, is so that your unique selling point needs to be different. Then number 3, starters need a few weeks to get data. So if you start advertising, let's say you start the ads at the end of February because you want to get peak of tax season, you want to get those clients. The thing is that if you start the ads end February, chances are that only half or end March they are going to be optimized, and then you already missed the boat. So if your ads were not performing like you hoped them to perform during tax season, what you actually want to do next year, instead of starting the ads in February, already start in November, December, so that you get the early fighters, with which of course are most of the times very easy to serve clients, because they are a little bit more organized and they kind of already know that you need your time to actually deliver the service. So that's one. But you also get the data faster. You can optimize better. And by the time that actually tax season rolls around, you already have warmed up the algorithm. There is data already in your account, which you can then implement during tax season. Then number 4, ads for the same services are getting fatigued. Now, I already talked a little bit about this earlier, but what I mean here is not necessarily the ad blindness that I was talking about, in terms of that you need to create more ads, but more of this from a service perspective. During tax season, everybody, everywhere they go, especially if you own a business, is getting ads for the service that you want to advertise. So it's only normal that during those weeks in tax season, someone is just not going to want to get even more ads regarding tax or more ads regarding bookkeeping or accounting. So it's not necessarily that you need to spin up the wheel with having more ad creatives so that you can make sure that your ads are still new, but it's more that people are sometimes less receptive to seeing ads of the same service again, because maybe they have already been seeing ads regarding tax filing 10 times this day. Now, how you can do this is more specific searches, also taking a different position. So instead of offering a free consultation, you can, for example, offer a free tax saving session. You need to be a little bit more creative, and you need to make sure that your ads are still different and need to position them different. So where outside of tax season, you can just say we offer tax planning because people are not seeing that many ads of tax planning. During tax season, you kind of need to take a different angle because people see those tax planning ads 24/7 probably. So instead of saying we do tax planning, say we implement tax saving strategies or money saving strategies or increasing profit margins. That's a thing that you can do outside of tax season too, by the way, but especially during tax season, you sometimes just need to take the service from a different angle and not say the service you offer, because everybody is getting ads of that same service, but take more of a benefit or a pain point approach. So instead of saying I offer tax services, say I offer tax saving strategies or I offer compliance strategies, things like that. Then over here, number 5, low quality searches. And this mainly is last minute filers and no business owners. So during tax season, the reason why we are specific ads with our clients is because a lot of the people clicking on your ads, and especially if you're using search advertising, are not business owners. And if you are an accountant and you want to get more business clients, which most of my clients do, then of course you're not really after those individuals, especially those last minute fighters, because they're typically not very organized and you also don't know if they will return next year. So what you want to do to fight the low quality searchers is more specific ads. Again, that's a recurring thing. Again, it's a big opportunity to have very specific ads during tax season. And also just lead quality. I actually made a video about this earlier. You can increase your lead quality by having more forms, by making it a little harder to actually get in touch with you. And then you may think, I will generate less leads if I do this. And that's correct. But you will also save more time. And with the time, you can actually spend more time nurturing the quality leads. So it's a higher leverage activity to nurture the quality leads more than actually spending less time nurturing the high quality leads and spending that other time nurturing the low quality leads that you don't want to work with anyway. So making it harder to actually get in touch with you and more specific searches is how to fix number 5. And then number 6, price sensitive people. during tax season, since you get a lot of individuals, they typically compare like the accounting firm services to TurboTax because they don't really realize what the actual difference is. First of all, TurboTax, they still need to require you to do some work to actually get everything filed. But just the service in general, of course, it's a huge difference. But since a lot of people that typically don't look for those services they're not aware that there's a huge difference in quality of service. So what you actually need to do to actually make sure that the price sensitive people either don't go to your firm or that you actually educate them is to just position yourself again in a better way. You don't always want to say, well, we make sure that we file your taxes because they can go to TurboTax to do this. You actually need to tell them, hey, we have those strategies and we are going to make a personal plan to do this. And if you send me an email, I will get back to you within the next 48 hours. And you can also call my assistant. You need to actually position and offer them the things that you know that they are not getting with the TurboTax. So with price sensitivity, it's mainly about educating your potential clients with how things actually work and just telling them that there's a huge difference between going with TurboTax versus your firm. Another thing how you can actually make sure that you do not target price sensitive people is with your ads, you can target more wealthier areas. So you can target zip codes, for example. And you can also just in your ads with creatives, for example, just make sure that you look like a very luxurious firm. Like if you are advertising and in your ad you say most affordable accountant in your area, of course you are going to get price sensitive people. But if you are going to use words like best or most experienced or highest quality, people that are price sensitive typically will not actually click on your ads. So those are the main things that I see happening during tax season, and those are the main things that I know a lot of my clients struggled with before they were working with me. So I really hope that you learned a few things. I really hope that tax season also was successful with your company and that you made some money. And if you enjoy this video and you want to learn more about how I can help you get more clients, can be business owners that pay you monthly or higher revenue tax clients, then there are 2 links in the description. The first one, you can click on it if you want to see what everything is that I do. And then the second link is a link you can click on to join our free Facebook community. So I really, really hope that you kind of learned something. That's the goal of this channel. If you did learn something, make sure to leave a like so that I know that you learned something. I will create more content like this. Of course, subscribe so that you're not missing any other videos. Go to my channel and see all the videos that you've missed already. And if you have specific questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them for you. So again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope that tax season was successful and I hope to see you in my next video.